Guys, do you know what today is? Do you know what today is? No, but seriously, do you know what today is? It's my 3-year anniversary as a book talker, as a bookie, as a book girly. I've been sitting on here shit posting about books for 3 years. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. And I could sit here and yap about it with you like a normal person. However, I have things to do, so we're gonna multitask today. These are my bookshelves. We are going to catalog them today while I talk to you about my 3-year bookish journey. So let's go. Let's get into it. Okay. We're starting off with the tallest shelf. Should I be standing on this chair while I do this? Probably not, but I don't feel like getting a step stool. Stop! We're starting here. I have this app that my friend Joshua showed me called CLZ Book, where you can catalog your book, and we're gonna test it out today. There are other apps that do the same thing. I could get the little scanner, but I don't wanna buy that for myself. That should be a gift someone gives to me. If you wanna buy me the little library scanner thing, I would love that. I would so appreciate that. I mean, like, if you wanna treat me, I don't know. If you wanna treat me for my 3-year anniversary, I don't know, you could, but I don't feel like buying that. So I'd rather use this, and there are other apps that can do the same thing, but I don't necessarily feel like using those. So we're gonna start with this one because my friend showed it to me. So I will take his recommendations.
Y'all, this is low-key a pain in the ass, and not for any particular reason. I'm glad I've had these books like in this thing now, so when I go out shopping for books, I don't accidentally buy the same book twice, which I don't know why. I've never done that, but you know what? It's just fun to have. It's just fun to keep. It's also fun to keep track of the books that I haven't read. Don't ask me about the books that I haven't read. That's none of your business. You in my business? Don't do that. App, so simple to use. I think there is a subscription service for this one specifically, but it's like $1 a month. I won't even miss it. When you open the app, there's going to be this little welcome page, and then it says start adding your book. So, of course, I click it, and I'm going to do it by scanning a barcode. Simple, straight to the point. And for this one, I put the location to be Fairy Loot Special Edition because that one is a Fairy Loot Special Edition. So then later, when I want to go look at the location, it'll be there in the Fairy Loot Special Editions. I also have ones for areas where the books have been gifted to, so on and so forth. It adds in everything else, and I'm not going to be too much of a specific person. I did have to go back in later and add read to the books that I have read before that I remember reading. But yeah, other than that, pretty simple app, and the Virgo in me loved it. The everything else in me got bored after doing the second shelf.
That took roughly 20 minutes of just me like figuring it out and having to maneuver books back. I should have done this when I first got this shelf, but I didn't know this app existed when I first got this shelf. It would be so much easier to do this while organizing my bookshelves. But you know what? We're here now. So that's all that matters. So far, this thing says I've cataloged 46 books, which is not fully accurate. I think on some of them it did double up for some reason, like especially the Legendborn editions that I have, because some of them are gifted. Some of them, one of them isn't gifted, the rest of them were gifted. So there's that. However, I'm liking this thing so far. I've set up a few collections because I'm organizing them by which ones were gifted and by who, and then the ones that are special editions. So there's gonna be a few categories. Let me find them. Let me see where I can find them. Oh, I can organize them by who illustrated the cover. That's actually sick. So the app is pretty simple to use, and I love it. I just grab a book, and I put in the ISBN, and then I interpreted location as where the book came from. Like, if it's just like a book that I bought, then I don't put it under anything. But if it's like these Percy Jackson books, which were just special dust jackets, I know there's a category that says like dust jacket specifically. I didn't care about that. I'm just trying to get this done in the quickest way possible. So I put those under like Percy Jackson dust jacket ones, because what if I buy a different Percy Jackson related book and it's not under those dust jackets, you know? Or the Legendborn set I have up there, most of that is gifted, so I put those under gifted from which publisher, which would be Simon T. So yeah, I'm having a blast. What was this video about? Why the fuck am I filming? Oh, yes, happy 3-year birthday to me, to moi, to us. I got back into reading around 2021, 2022, because I was legitimately, listen, I was bored in the house and I was in the house bored, okay? I was in my second year of college. No, yes, we were all stuck in the house and in the house bored. I was a freshman in college during my second semester, about to start spring break. And then they said, keep your ass in that house. Keep your ass in that house. And I did. And unlike everyone else bored in the house, there was nothing to do. I didn't first turn to books though. I was just binge watching things on Netflix, trying to complete assignments, playing a lot of Animal Crossing, watching YouTube videos, being bored out of my mind. And then, like a year later, I was like, girl, you like to read. Girl, remember you used to like books? What happened to that? Let's go back to that. And at the time, my family was moving houses, and I had to get rid of some books that I didn't want and then keep the rest, and I needed a new bookshelf. So of course I bought a new bookshelf for the new house, and I was still in the house bored, did not feel like living on campus because it was just not a good time for me. Like, what's the point of living on campus when there is nothing to do? And as a kid, I really enjoyed reading. It was one of my favorite hobbies. I loved going into my school's library and picking up books like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Junie B. Jones, Judy Moody, Captain Underpants. Like, I was Dork Diaries. The free times that I could get to sit there and read my book, if I couldn't play with an electronic, I would take it. Like, I loved books. I think around middle school, I started reading the Lunar Chronicles, and I was reading some Divergent, because for some reason I was not a Hunger Games girly. The movie already came out. I was like, what's the point? The movie's out. Y'all are gonna tell me about all the books anyway. I might as well have read them myself. I will read them. I will get to them eventually, but right now that's not where I'm at in my journey. So, but I was unfortunately a Divergent girly. I didn't read Maze Runner. I didn't read Hunger Games. I read Divergent. Not to mention, something else that I did read was a lot of Wattpad. I'm a Wattpad fiend, okay? And like, I loved Wattpad down. I was reading, and I didn't read a lot of fan fiction, but I did read a lot of original stories on Wattpad. I think the only fan fiction I would read would be like Imagines of like the members of 5 Seconds of Summer, because I was a Luke girly, and then I was a Callum girl. Still am a Callum girl. Go listen to his new single. And I will say, is every book from Wattpad good? No. I mean, some of them are being turned into very bad movies, but if there was one book I would say was good on Wattpad, it was this one. It was I'll Protect You by Orange Chicken. Long story short, we got a princess who's going to school under an alias in America, and she is academic rivals with her classmates that is also a part of this agency that protects the royals, and he doesn't know that she's the princess because she's walking around with this bad wig all day. But then he gets assigned to her, and again, they're academic rivals right now, so he gets assigned to her, and he's like, oh. She's like, yeah, what's up? And she doesn't remember him from childhood, but he remembers her because he had a huge crush on her when they were kids. And I was eating it, I was living. It was funny. It was the comedic timing of that book was great. It had action, had romance, and it made me laugh. Had a good cast of characters. Oh my gosh. Wherever that author is, come back. Come back, please, and finish it. Oh my God. I could definitely see that being adapted into a series right now. Like right now. Random tangent. That was a random tangent, but I just love that book so much. And then unfortunately, I got to high school where I was reading a lot of books for class and not for leisure. So reading just died for me. I did not want to pick up a book. I think the only book I read at that time was Caraval by Stephanie Garber, only because my school's book club had it in stock. Like, she ordered the books for the book club and then was like, Ebony, do you want it? And I was like, I'm not even in book club, but she gave it to me to read anyway. And I thought that was like, oh my God, this is peak. Still didn't read another book after that, but I was like, oh my God, this is good. I thought it was peak literature when I was 14. On top of, I was reading the Red Queen series. I think I stopped at the second book, and I was like, I'll just get the rest of them because I'm gonna read them anyway. I did not read those books. They are on my Pango if you want it. You want it? You come get it. Yeah, reading books for class really took the joy out of reading for me because I don't like being told what to do. I read for leisure. And that's not to say I didn't like some of the books that we read in school. Like, our teacher let us read Their Eyes Were Watching God, which is like one of the black books she chose for this section. So that was That's cool. We also read Thousand Splendid Suns, which I think is very controversial in actuality, but we did read that. But yeah, I used to love reading, and then the hobby just slowly fizzled out after sophomore year of high school. So now in my adulthood, realizing that I have nothing else better to do than to sit in my house and get back into this hobby, I didn't understand what was popular in bookish spaces. I didn't know what was going on in the book world. And don't get me wrong, when I was younger, I was online on YouTube, like looking up book, like trailer edits to things, but I was not that ingrained in like online bookish spaces when I was like 12. I was not in there at all. Not online bookish spaces, not online fandom spaces. Like, I was not involved in online fandom communities that much, if at all. So now we fast forward and it's 2021 and I'm sitting here and I'm like, how long have y'all been here? Like, what do you mean you've had this Bookstagram account for 10 years? Like, what are we talking about? I'm experiencing this whole new world of the bookish space that I never even knew existed. And it's so eye-opening to me. I was like, oh, y'all was here the whole time. That's so wild. And I'm a bit of a late bloomer compared to everybody else. So like, y'all was in the game in 2020, making your book talk accounts, and I was very late I was 2 years late to that game. Like, it never crossed my mind that there would be online spaces for books the same way they were for people who like to watch TV shows and movies and do makeup and people who love clothing. Like, it just never occurred to me that that same space would be there for books. And then now I educate myself. I deeply educate myself. It is 2022 and it's right around that time where there was a pickup in the Black Lives Matter movement after the death of George Floyd and after the death of Breonna Taylor, where a lot of Black creatives were coming out talking about the disparities, not only within every industry, but also within the publishing industry. And this was even before I wanted to get back into reading, where I told myself, like, okay, from this point on, as a Black person, I want to engage with anything Black or POC related, knowing how underrepresented they are in every industry. So when I'm looking for music, I'm looking for music by indie artists, because majority of them will also be people of color. And when I wanted to get back into reading, I was like, let me find books or people that are diverse that will talk about books that are diverse. I never realized as a kid that my bookshelf was so white. That's not something that pops up in the mind of a 10-year-old. So when I think back to all the books that I liked as a kid, I'm like, wow, a lot of these books were so white. I think the only books by a Black author that I read as a kid were the Dork Diary series, which I didn't even know she was Black, and then also Everything by Nicola Yoon. So I'm searching through YouTube and TikTok mainly. I'm like, which books are popular? Which books aren't popular? Which books are popular and why? Which books are popular and why do they suck? And when I tell you, I love a negative analysis of a book, not even negative, just honest. I love an honest, critical analysis of a book. I love it because one, I don't have to read it. Two, you can explain why it's bad way better than I can. I was watching a lot of Marinez and Rachel and Cindy. Like, you know what? Maybe the Akatar series isn't for me. Like, listening to them talk about it, I was like, yeah, no. And then I listened to people that did like it, and I was like, still no. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm not a Fae person, except for when this book comes out. Y'all might get me when this book comes out. But it was just like, I learned very quickly what authors to read from and what others to not read from based on the information that was easily accessible to me. Like, I did research before I ever wanted to make a book account, and for some reason, that is not something people are willing to do. Like, y'all will pick up anything at the drop of the hat, and I'm like, no, not everybody can be on my shelf, because that's money. That's money I'm spending on somebody that thinks I don't deserve basic human rights. I'm good, actually. I'm so good on that. No, thank you. Like, 2022 was eye-opening for me to figure out what I align with morally and how I can implement that in my daily life in ways that now just seem very easy to me. Like, if I see a new author, I'm gonna be like, okay, who is this person? Like, this is the person behind this book. This is a person that wrote it. People put themselves into their book, whether you like it or not. A part of that person is going to be written into that story. This isn't just like pops out of nowhere. It comes from somewhere. Everything comes from somewhere, even if it's fiction. But I'm following a bunch of book talkers. Like, if I check their account and they don't have a certain author on their shelves and they talk about diverse books, they're gonna follow from Ebony. They were. Like, checking first is not rocket science, y'all. It's one simple, hey, who is this person? And be like, here's everything you need to know about this person. I'm like, bet. And there's like 20 people with the same information and receipts. Okay. And this isn't to say like I don't have my own mind or my own thoughts. It's to say I do, which is why I do this. I do have my own mind and own thoughts, which is why I put in the time to do this. I just took time to find the people that cared about the same things that I cared about when it came to books. And you're like, oh, why not do that in real life? I'm like, girl, I'm like an hour away from my friends. It is pandemic. I'm not gonna try and force them to read stuff that they don't want to read, especially if they're too busy to read. Like, I don't even remember most of them. If I sit there and ask them, I'm like, you still like books like that? I don't know if we gonna like the same. If we don't like the same books, then I'm not gonna force you to read it. Like, I don't have the time. So, after doing my research and picking up the first books that I ever wanted to read and get back into, and starting to really like the hobby again, April 20th, 2022, I made my Bookstagram account and my BookTok account. Who told my ass to get this many books? I've been up here forever. Why am I not at the bottom yet? I'm only here. I'm only done with this shelf. Who told me to do this? I mean, this is egregious. I'm not one to harp on overconsumption, but bitch, don't do what I'm doing. Don't do this. I've only done these top 3 shelves. I got roughly 120 books sitting on these top 3 shelves. I ain't even read all these, like, oh my God. We have moved on to this side of the room because that side was making me anxious. So we're gonna start over here now. How I'm cataloging my books, there is an option that says location where I just put like, oh, these were from Simon, this was from this publisher, and then other ones were from Fairy Loot or whatever. Like, I have a lot of Fairy Loot books down here at the bottom. I have a lot of Fairy Loot books down here. I have a good amount of Fairy Loot books down here. But for now, that's just where we're at. So let's continue over here. What was I talking about? Oh, yes. Okay. So I started my book account in 2022. Would I consider myself an influencer? No, not at all. Not to say like influencers are bad, but I don't know. I just don't subscribe to that. I feel like I'm just a bitch that likes to yap, and some of y'all think I'm funny, which thank you. Some of y'all thought it was nice enough to give it a follow. Be like, I like this bitch. Let me hang out a little bit. I'm like, thanks. I'll be here all week. But yeah, I wouldn't call myself a book influencer per se, you know? If I talk to someone about my hobby and they're like, oh, so you're like an influencer? I'm like, no, not even a little bit. Like, I'm not sitting over here making money from this. I've lost more money than I made. Let's be so for real. But that's what we do for our passion. But it's not like I don't appreciate it, as if I didn't like inspire someone to read a book I recommended, because I don't recommend a lot of books. Some people be throwing out recommendations like they're candy on Halloween. And I think that's the reason why y'all come online and be like, y'all don't give good book recs. This was awful. This was so bad. This is man. I'm like, yeah, well, you gotta have discernment with some people, because what I've learned about this hobby is that y'all will take any fucking recommendation, and then come back and cry. And it's like, don't do that. Don't listen to everybody. You can't just be taking everybody at face value like that. Like, what? Like when someone told y'all the Poppy War was an enemies to lovers fantasy, dark academia, and then a bunch of people came online like being like giving bad reviews to a book because you were lied to. Some people lie. Some people are liars. Like, I don't like to subscribe to the, oh, book talkers are just a bunch of lies, like they're just lying up, like book talk lied, this was bad. Like, some people, sometimes you just have a different taste than another person. That's all it is. You just have different taste. But in very few circumstances, they do be lying to y'all. I'm not even gonna cap. They lie to y'all all the fucking time. They do. And that's why I just don't listen to it. Like, unless it's someone I actually trust to give in a book recommendation, because some people just read faster than I do. I'm not dishing out recommendations left and right like that. Like, that's probably why my engagement is the way that it is. Most of my account is just me shit posting random thoughts, and then occasionally I'll throw in a book in there. But long story short, y'all need to have discernment. That's on you. That's not on the book talkers. That's on you for listening. They was just sitting there. You were easily persuaded not to be all up in your business, but that's what it is. But what I've learned in this book influencing space, or in this influencing space about algorithms, and especially as I was a little bit of a marketing major in college, has been so, it is helpful, but also I'm lazy. That's the only thing. I'm just lazy, and I do not subscribe to selling myself short for money, because there's some books out there that I just refuse to touch. There's some authors out there that I refuse to endorse, and they're the ones that have the most when it comes to engagement online and brand deals and things like that. Sometimes someone will ask me, how do I start posting? Like, what tips do you have? Start getting into this hobby and start posting online. And honestly, get over yourself. Get over yourself. Ain't nobody give a fuck. They don't give a damn. Don't nobody give a damn. Just do it. Just make a video. Who cares? It really is all about getting over yourself and finding your thing. Like, a lot of my friends, their thing is promoting diverse stories or uplifting diverse voices in the publishing industry, which is also a part of my platform, and trying to be as transparent as possible. And then sometimes I'll just randomly shitpost something that gets more views than any time I want to talk about a book. On top of just getting over yourself, figuring out your niche, if you want to have a niche, but also paying attention to that algorithm and what is popping. And if you have that creative bone in your body, use it. Why is there so much drama? Like, the drama in the book space that I never knew existed, because what are we even talking about? What are we talking about? We're talking about books, right? Another thing I learned about the book space is that things like an author doing something bigoted in their book, because again, authors will write what they know, and if what they know is bigotry and it's not being tested within that story, if it's not like a form of bigotry that is being tested within their story, that's just who that person is. And then you call them out for it and be like, hey, you gonna fix this? Because that's not appropriate thing to say. That's not drama. The same way that an author will come online and then air out a negative review and leave that person's username in, which is like, what? Or a reviewer will pop on and be like, that book that I hated, I'm gonna leave a negative review and I'm gonna put it in the author's comment section because I'm entitled to that. It's like, no, you can just put it on Goodreads like a normal person. Or even the people that love to police how people review a book, like, or don't even get me started on you bitches that come out once every 6 months to say people don't read fast enough, people aren't reading that fast. Like, there's drama cycles that pop up every few months, and it's like, why? Why? Just read your book and move on. You would read books faster if you shut up and read it. Also, people that will come online and shame someone for liking a certain genre of book. Like, girl, pay attention to your own shelf. Why are you in my house? Like, what? And you could say that I am in fault of that too. We're all petty in our own ways. I should have started here. This is so much easier. There's less books over here. Even the simpleness of stating a fact about an author and their past is enough to set y'all off. And I don't know, maybe it's because you think that's a reflection of you as a person. That's something you need to take up with you and your pastor. That's not something you need to yell about with me in my comment section, okay? I gotta say, if any of my bookish friends that know me are watching this right now, when y'all talk about the books y'all used to like before I ever met you, I'm like, oh, you are a different person. You are a completely different person. Like, that you can really grow within the span of 2 years. That's what you used to read. What? You used to read who? I think this hobby has given me a lot of personal growth when it comes to how I interact with people, because I would say I'm an ambivert. I used to be introverted to an ambivert level. In grade school, I was incredibly introverted unless you knew me. I think I've gotten better at being able to engage with people that I don't know. Just being like, oh, you're just a person. Like, there's no reason for me to be anxious right now. You're just as anxious as me, and you're just a person. We're all just people. Because Lil Ebony was very much like, I don't know you. Don't talk to me. I don't know you. I don't know you like that. Like, I gave the type of microaggression that was, You're so intimidating. And I'm like, how? I'm 4'11". I just don't smile. I'm always on edge. What is intimidating? We all knew what it was. And the way that one was so much quicker than the other ones I did, like, I'm still not done with the other shelf. And I was sitting there for like an hour. Like, I've turned into that person that's like, oh, I have a lot of online friends. I don't have a lot of friends in person, but I have a lot of online friends. But I started this account because I wanted friends to talk about books with. And now it's like years later and I've gotten to meet those friends in real life. If you didn't watch my vlog from a week ago, where I got invited to Shelves in the City, which was such a cool experience. And it's so cool seeing all these people and being like, oh, this is you in person. That's crazy. Like, I don't know. It's just great. Community is great. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this list and actually like pay attention, and I'm gonna come back to this list eventually. I'm gonna thoroughly go through it after I'm done with everything. Like, I'm gonna spend like another weekend just going through the app and being like, what books have I read, what books haven't I read, because some of them are marked as read and some of them are marked as not read. But this app so far, I like it. It says I have these are just the ones that I have in the app. I have 187 books, which, you know, which is probably I'm gonna guesstimate that by the end of this is just books in my possession right now. By the end of this, I have about, and this isn't even talking about the books that I want to sell or the books that are gifted to me that I need to figure out what to do with because I do not want them anymore, and I might do a giveaway. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say I have about 400 books. 300 to 400 books. That's where I'm capping it. 300 to 400 books. But this app is eating so far. I have 54 Fairy Loot Special Edition. And I'm still not done. Okay, y'all, I finished cataloging all my books because I have another shelf in the room of books that I'm personally so grateful that they were gifted to me. Don't know what I'm supposed to do with them. So they're going to be going in a giveaway. They're going to be put in a free little library or something because they don't need to be over there on that shelf. But combining all the books that I have that I'm not selling, that are bought and gifted, read and unread, y'all, tell me why. No. Find the motherfucker that put 405 books in my house. Who did that? Because it wasn't me. I don't remember any of that. I guess I blacked out. Who put 405 books in my house? That is another problem for another time because I don't need that many books. There are books in here that I don't even want, for real. I always preach no overconsumption. Turns out I was the fucking problem, okay? But that is another thing to tackle for next time. But thank you for sitting here and listening to me yap about this weird journey I've been on, this weird side quest I've been doing. If you've been here for the full 3 years, we're like this. You and me, we're like this. But if you made it through this entire thing, surprise to you, I'm doing a giveaway. I've never done a giveaway before, so this is exciting for everybody. I'm doing a 3-year anniversary giveaway, so let's discuss the rules, okay? It's a 3-year anniversary giveaway where I will have 3 winners. The first winner, $100 gift card to bookshop.org, on top of 3-month paid subscriber discount to the top tier in my bindery. The second winner will get a $50 gift card to bookshop.org on top of a 3-month paid subscriber discount to the second highest tier in my bindery. And for the third winner, I will buy 2 books off of your wish list. In the 3 years, I've gotten a few cool opportunities on top of being able to be a part of Bindery. If you don't know what Bindery is, it is a platform for book creators to not only talk and blog about books, but they also have the opportunity to become their own imprint. If you were to subscribe to my Bindery and interact over there and we create this great community of people, it would mean that eventually down the road we will be able to publish people's books. The only rules are you follow the R&R Reads Bindery page. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to go to any of the subscription tiers. A follow is free. You follow my Instagram, my TikTok, or you're a subscriber of my YouTube page. And comment how you got back into reading, your reading journey, or your favorite book by a queer author or author of color. And that's it. The winners of this giveaway will be announced on the first day in May. So go ahead and participate, and I would love for you to come over to the Bindery. It's pretty fun over there. I'm posting a lot of book reviews over there. I have a lot of content planned over there. I'm gonna do another video solely about the Bindery page. It's gonna be fun. So come over to R&R Reads, come over to the Bindery, come hang. Close out this video. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being a fellow residential reader, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!